Hello, this is Jerry Ellefson from PPC Renegade. You know, we hear from people all the time who've been Google slapped, suspended, disabled, and banned forever from advertising anymore on Google. But we've noticed that there is a lot of confusion about the terminology and what these different words mean, because a Google slap is different than being suspended or disabled. So I'd like to clear up the confusion about what the word Google slap really is. A Google slap is really just a street term for when an advertiser has received a quality score warning from Google that there are some violations on your website or in your account or both that you need to correct. Now, a little Google talk for you. Google calls violations weights against your account. So, the more violations you have, the more weight you have against your account, then that will more than likely lead to you being suspended or disabled and kicked off Google. So a Google slap usually results in a 1 out of 10 quality score rating penalty across all the keywords that are promoted by one or more domain names within your AdWords account. And usually your impressions and clicks will go to 0. Well, back in 2009, when Google started slapping domains in a big way, a lot of marketers would just go out and get a new domain name, they would copy it and paste it in the same AdWords campaign, and then they would start advertising the exact same thing again under this new domain. Well, needless to say, that is not what Google wanted, and that really began to tick Google off. And eventually it really got Google's attention too, because people were being stupid. They were talking about just getting a new domain name all over the internet. They were talking about it on forums, and they even talked about it on Google's support forum, if you can believe that. So consequently, Google started to put the Google slap hammer down in a big way in the summer of 2009, in July and August. And thousands of advertisers got hit with these warnings. They got Google slap big time. Well, back then, most marketers didn't really understand Google's landing page and site quality guidelines or the Google AdWords advertising policies, so they didn't correct the violations. They just went out and started getting these new domain names, or they started using SEO strategies like putting more backlinks on their site, or they stopped using a landing page, or they turned their site into a blog. Once again, they just didn't really know what Google wanted. So after about 3 months of this, in the fall of 2009, because these violations were not being corrected, Google started to kick people off. They started to suspend people and disable tens of thousands of advertisers' accounts because they weren't complying with their guidelines. And I've heard estimates that by the end of 2009 that well over 30,000 marketers got kicked off Google AdWords, and through 2010 well over 50,000 advertisers have been banned. Maybe you're one of them. So just remember, Google will usually give you a warning that you have violations or weights against your account that need to be corrected, or otherwise you're at risk of being suspended or disabled. But know this, if you have multiple violations, or if you have certain violations like Google Money Tree, then more than likely you're not going to get any warning at all, and you're going to get suspended and disabled right away. So these kinds of violations are called egregious violations, and they are very serious. But aside from those, usually Google will give you a warning. They will slap you to get your attention, and if you don't heed those warnings and you don't correct those violations quickly, they will ban you from ever advertising on their networks. They will suspend you or disable you. So getting Google slap does not mean you're banned. It does not mean you're suspended. It does not mean you're disabled. It just means that Google is warning you to fix the violations, and they want you to do it now. So pay close attention to those quality scores. If they start dropping, or especially if they're at 1 out of 10, and if you do get an email warning, heed it, act on it, find out what the problem is, and fix it fast. So I hope that cleared up the confusion for you today about what a Google slap really is. Now, if you've been slapped or suspended or disabled by Google, and you're like most advertisers, you really don't know what the problem is, you don't know what you did, you don't know how to fix it, you haven't had anybody to talk to, that's where we can help, because you do have somebody to talk to now. Just go to our site at ppcrenegade.com, fill out a contact request form. We will give you a free one-on-one 30-minute consultation. We'll be happy to look at your unique AdWords account situation, and we will help you determine what you need to do to get those problems fixed. So that's it. Thanks for your time today. I look forward to seeing you soon on the next video. Take care.